So I just picked up my photo from the lab. So let's have a look how it turned out. There we go. So I call this one People of Cardiff III. So this was shot in Cardiff by the Sea, Encinitas, California. And I love the clouds and everything. I shot it just during late morning or early afternoon, but I'm going to color it as a sunset. On my classic looking drawing table, which is over here, turn it. Nice setup to color a big photo. And I'm going to color it with my Marshall photo oils, which are over here. And I'm going to use cotton rounds and cotton swabs to add the color to the photo. So let's do it. As in many times when there's a sky involved, I will start with the sky. So what I'm going to do is, the original photo was all blue sky with the clouds over it, of course. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to color it like a sunset. I'll still start with blue up here and make a gradient going down and put some sunset colors on the clouds too. And then I would like to reflect that at the bottom here, kind of do a mirror image of the sky up here with the same colors down here. So we'll start with sky blue. Putting the color on with a cotton round, very roughly still. You can see there's still a lot of brush strokes that we'll get rid of later. It's black and white now, so this was actually the blue sky here, which has turned like a medium gray, whereas the clouds here are all white. So I'm actually going over a cloud here, but that's okay. I will try to avoid going over here, maybe a little bit up here. Sometimes what I like to do is I put a little more color in the corners to give it more of a like a vignette effect that you get with a camera. So let's start mirroring that effect of the colors. So I'll add some of that blue down here. horizon is not exactly in the middle, so I don't want to put on too much blue at the bottom here. It's as wide as at the top. And so this is the same sky blue as I used in the sky. So now let's grab Air Force blue, which is like a purplish blue. Now that I'm looking at this, I think I want a little bit more blue, because I'll have to blend these more together, so I will lose too much of the blue. So I'm going to back to my blue and add a little bit more. So I just go over it. You typically wipe off the color that's underneath. Yeah, I'm going to do it very light because this is kind of coming through the clouds. Okay, so now we're really ready for the Air Force blue. Now we have a little bit more room to blend them better. Adding that Air Force blue on the other side. an And again, using that same Air Force blue at the bottom here. Now I'm taking a clean cotton round and I'm going to smooth out the sky a little bit more and blend these two layers together. So I'm very lightly rubbing the cotton round on the photo. Now blending them together. Moving on to a new clean one. I'm not smoothing out too much here yet, because I'm going to add another color down here, which I can then blend together in one swoop later on. And now I'm just making long strokes, get rid of those circular areas that I added. And then up here, I'm kind of blending in the blue paint of the sky with the clouds. So I'm trying to get rid of these hard edges. Yeah, that's a nice smooth transition. You see how I picked up that paint and it went over the white of the clouds here, so I can just rub that off. A little bit more here, and here. And now smoothing it out at the bottom here. Now I will start adding in some orange. This is cadmium orange. Actually, you know what? It will be better if I use carmine first, which is a bright red, and then go to orange. I think it makes more sense to do going from purple to orange. So this is cadmium red. I'll probably put it on a little lighter than this. By removing it slightly later. Slightly going into the previous layer. And again, we take a clean cotton round. I'm going to smooth this out. Blend it with the previous layer. Again, I'm removing it from the clouds here. It's okay if there's a little bit of color that's left behind. Later I think I'll add some orange on the edges of the clouds here anyway. I think I need a clean new one. So here, let's do the following. I'm going to take a Q-tip, bring back those clouds a little bit more. And then again I'll go over with a cotton round to blend the sharp edges a little bit more. Clean cotton round. Just go over these areas that I did with the Q-tip. That leaves the center of the clouds still nice and white, but the edges are more blurred in with the sky. And then again, same here. We're going to blend it in with a clean cotton round. I'm actually using the other side of one that I used before. I'm taking a clean cotton round and do the same thing as we did on the other side, softening the edges. So now let's add that carmine also on the beach here. Next step is to smooth that out again. And it probably would look good if we remove a little bit of that color from the lighter areas, bringing back the highlights. So with a clean cotton round, I push a little harder over these areas here. It also adds a little bit, adds in more contrast again. So now it's time to go back to that cadmium orange. I'm also adding it back a little bit onto those clouds here. I'm blending in a little bit more of that orange into the red above. Because I kind of like that mix of this orange and red. Yeah. There's a little too much red. The problem here kind of is that because it's like a medium gray underneath, it really desaturates the red. adding a little bit more of that orange. Looks like it kind of offsets that. Like I kind of have a general idea how I wanted to do it, definitely like as a sunset. But then when I start, I kind of make it up as I go. And then again we add that orange at the bottom here. Also again going a little bit over that red. And we still need to smooth out the top part here. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little more yellow to my orange. What I'm trying to do is, I'm kind of following, or trying to follow the darker gray areas. Because that's actually where the sky comes through the cloud. And it doesn't have to be precise, of course. There's a lot of stuff going on in the sky. And I'm not tied to like staying within a certain region, not going over the lines. That's all okay. And now we add that same color again on the beach. clear the white parts, I will add more of that orange, because the darker areas here are the reflections from the trees and the bluffs in the background. Now I'm going to make a mixture of yellow and orange that has a little bit more yellow than the mixture I used before. Now I'm going to take that very yellow orange and add it to the lowest layer in the sky here. Actually, I think it's a little too yellow, so I'm adding in a little bit more orange again. And of course, add it to the beach. Now what I'll do, I'll take that same yellow-orange mix and add it to the sky up here. I probably should do that with a Q-tip, adding it up to the edges of these clouds here on the sun side. And then blend those in later. Now we'll take a clean cotton round and start smoothing that out. So now we get these nice lit up edges on the cloud. So I'd like to add like a viridian, which is like aquamarine, to the ocean. Now that we're all done with the sky. With a clean side, remove some of it. I find it easier to remove paint than to try to put it on very light. Now I'm going to add some cobalt violet to these mountains in the back here. And finish it off with a Q-tip. Again, we'll take a clean cotton round and smooth it out and remove some of the paint. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And then remove some on the water with a clean Q-tip, especially the breaking waves. You can also remove some of that viridian here. Now I want to add burnt sienna to the bluffs in the back and the beach. Maybe even some touches here and there. can see there are lifeguard towers here. I just color over them, but then later I'm going to remove the burnt sienna from them and add some blue. These are the new lifeguard headquarters in Cardiff. And let's add some burnt sienna to all these buildings here. It's like a warmer brown, and it's like the sun is warming up the buildings. And then I'll remove some of the color of these boulders here. And some of these cars. Now that I'm looking at this image, I really like the very light pink here up here. So I think I'm gonna add some of this to other parts of these clouds too. This is that carmine color again. And now I take the clean side and make it thinner. Now we'll add some green to the vegetation on the bluff. There's so much going on here, I don't really mind if I accidentally go over a house or some structure. It wouldn't be that noticeable. I think this green complements nicely the warmer colors. So be a little bit careful with the sky up here. I don't want to add green to the sky. Of course, if I do accidentally add it, I can always remove it still. That's the nice thing about oil. It takes forever to dry. This will still be wet tomorrow or even after 3 days from now. There's all kinds of trees here, regular trees, palm trees. I see some pines. So now let's take care of these lifeguard towels. So I'm going to remove some of that burnt sienna that's still on them. There should be 4 towels. Oh yeah, they are. That's 19, 18, 17 and 16. So then I'll take my sky blue and just dab it on. And number 16. This one has a little bit too much. And that's it. Blue lifeguard towels. Now I would still like to add some of that orange on the bluffs here, because the sun, well, if you pretend the sun is coming from this side. And then tone that down a little bit with a cotton round. Of course, I have to be careful with this towel. like to add some on the walls of buildings that are facing west. So all these buildings are nicely now catching that sunlight that comes from the left. It's about a week later now. Piece is all framed and ready. It took about 5 days for the oil to dry, and after that I put this acrylic texture craquelure coating on it, as it's called. Gives it this nice finish, and then I put this like rustic looking frame on it. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.